Hello and welcome. I'm Carol DeChaine, and my business is Connect to Joy. And that's what I'm going to try and help you do every time that you see my face on the screen. Today and this whole month, we're talking about starting over, starting fresh in either your entire life or just a certain aspect of your life. We started out talking about deciding when it's time. How do you decide what you want to do? And how do you decide when it's time to do something new for yourself? And the second week, we talked about making that move, actually taking those steps to make the change. Today, we're going to talk about getting over the fear. So, what if it's holding you back? It's always fear. It's a fear of the change. It's a fear of what if it doesn't work? What if things get worse than they were before? What if? What if? What if my boss hates me if I go talk to him and ask him for changes and he fires me because I want to make a shift in the job or I want to ask for something different in my life? What if? That's what fears are. So if you decide you want to make a change and you know what it is and you go, but what if? What if you decide you want a divorce? And you think, what if no one ever loves me again? What if I'm alone the rest of my life? Isn't it better to stay with someone I don't like, I don't care about, don't want? What if? What if is a big fear. It's a fear of the unknown, fear of the future. It's a fear that what's likely to happen. Maybe it's 1% that this might happen. If somebody would ever figure out those kind of percentages, I don't know how they do that. But what if it goes wrong? What if I start treating my children differently and they get worse? What if? What if I put out the olive branch for maybe a relative, a parent, or someone you haven't talked to for years and they reject you? What if? But what if it goes well? What if your life changes for the better? What if you look back later and go, oh my God, this was the best thing I ever did for myself? I am in such a better place now. What if you look at a different side of what might happen? Because really, the only reason that we don't make a change, well, there can be two different things. One is you might think you don't know how to make it. But if you decide you want to make it and you put together a plan, which we're going to talk about next week, then you start working through it. The what ifs do come up. Those fears, I don't know, what if this person doesn't respond properly? What if they don't do what I want them to do? What if my expectations aren't met for what the changes should be? But what if they're better? What if not only is your life better, but what if people treat you better? What if you love your job more? What if you get more money at your job if you make a change there? What if you're appreciated more? What if on the good side? So if look at your fear that you have, figure out what's holding you back. You may need a therapist or a life coach for that. Life coaches are pretty good at just focusing on the now and not going back far. Therapists are great at looking at the back reasons. And I know both do both, but we focus as a life coach, and I'm a certified life coach. We focus on where are you now and what do you want? How do we get from here to there? We don't focus on your childhood and, oh, what happened then and how do you feel now because of that? And it might come up, and we do talk about that as well. But it's usually, what do you want? Where are you going from here? How do you get from here to there? And I always see fear is the number one thing. It's really the only thing, because all the other things that are reasons why you don't do anything all have a kernel of fear in them. So you're normal. If you don't make the move, or you make the move to make that shift in that fresh start in your life and you're afraid, it's just a human thing. Don't worry about it. You're normal. It's not like you're the only one in the world who's ever had that fear about something. All you need to do is look at the fear and say, okay, why am I not moving forward? Or why have I moved forward and things aren't shifting? Maybe that fear is huge. You go, so what if, and then see what comes up. Just say those words. What if this doesn't go well? Oh, what if if this happens? What if that happens? And then you know what you're afraid of. Then you can work on it. You can't work on something that's too subconscious and it's stuck back in there. You can't, you have to yank it out and then go, oh, light of day. Look, here it is in the light. Once you get what your fears are in the light, then you can do something about them. Holding them back and stuffing them, and I think that's one of the reasons people get cancer. They don't let those fears out. They don't look at them and go, oh look, yeah, I'm afraid I'm never going to have a job again because I'm going to say something bad to my boss, and then he will take it the wrong way. I'm going to say this one, I'm going to ask for a raise. He's going to take money away from me. I won't be able to feed my children. We're going to end up homeless. And no, that's silly. All right. So maybe that, or maybe it's not silly. Maybe it's a real concern of yours. So whatever you're looking at, look at that fear and figure out, even if you don't know what it is, say, why am I not moving forward? What if I did this? What am I afraid of? That's why I say talking it out with someone's really helpful. Sometimes you can do it with a friend, but it's easier almost to have someone who's a little more objective, although being humans, nobody's 100% objective, but it can help you see things a little differently. Unless you have one of those unique and fabulous friends that actually is someone who can stand back and go, oh, well, that's interesting. What happened if you do this? What are you worried about? What is it that you are afraid of? What is it? Getting over your fear can be as simple as taking that fear out, kind of shine a light on it and go, look, here it is. Huh, really? I'm afraid of that? Well, that's kind of, yeah, I don't need to be afraid of that. And it can be that simple. And other times, you need more. You need a lot more. You need to know maybe your what ifs. I have a friend, her what ifs always deal with money because she had nothing growing up and she was homeless. So every time she's worried about something, her what ifs are, what if I don't have enough money? What if I end up homeless again? And it's a big fear for her. What if? Look at those what ifs because that is what's holding you back. And once you see them and you can work with them by yourself, with a life coach, with your minister, with whoever you need, it's going to shift and be able to make you start that fresh thing you want, to allow it to actually work, to allow it to release that fear and that tension that you're probably holding, that you, while you're making the move, while you're trying to decide, all those things are like, ah, those things can fall away when you allow them to. Thank you for joining me here today. Next week, we're going to be talking about putting together a plan to start fresh. Again, my business name is Connect to Joy. You can check out the website by looking below the video, and you can also connect with me there and through there. Also, if you'd like to subscribe to my YouTube channel, go ahead, do that. Click on the bell notification. And I also have a podcast called Living Your Limitless Life, which is about both personal and entrepreneurial types of things to help you have a better life. I am a certified life and business coach, as well as an intuitive and a certified Marconics recalibration practitioner. It's an energy that is an amazing energy working. And I'm also a teacher of Marconics. Until next week, do remember that you can start fresh on any area of your life that you want. And fears normally do come up, but it's okay. Know that you're just being a regular human being and that everyone has them in different ways. You can get through them and you can have this new amazing life you want. Even if it's only a 1% shift, it will make a difference. Until next week.